Hello and welcome to Life with Jane. I'm in the craft room. We're in January and it's that time of year where I try and one of my New Year's resolutions is to try and get things a little bit more organised for the year. Very rarely happens, but what I like to do is my grandchildren range from, well, 11, because January I've got 2 birthdays, so we'll range from 11 through to 20. So they're too big now for presents and things, so I do money wallets for them, and I like to have some money wallets ready. Really quick, really simple, really easy to do. So I thought that I'd join and show you how to make the money wallets quickly, simply. Best idea is to get whatever note you're going to use. So this is probably the smallest denomination I'll use. So I want to have it just with enough room either side, with a tiny little bit of glue that it will go in quite nicely. And I also want it to be, so if it's like this, I want it to go in like that, but not be too far down and easy to take out. So this one, which will take a £10 note and obviously a £20 note if you want to, and this one measures, let me grab my scoreboard because that's the easiest thing to show you measurement wise. So let's put my scoreboard out on here and I can show you that this measures 6 inches, and then this is 7.5 inches. Okay, so you want it 6 inches, cut 6 inches by 7.5 inches, which is this one. So let me just show you get this one out quickly. There we go. Okay, so 7.5 inches by 6 inches. And on the 7.5 inches side, you need to score it at, and we're going to use the scoreboard for rounding it. So score it at, if you look at 1.5 inches and take it 1/8 of an inch further in, so it's 1 and 1, 2, 3, 1 3/8. So 1.5, just one little notch in from 1.5, and you need to score it. Then turn it round the other way, and you're going to score the 6 in half at 3. Let me see if I can see the 3 through my light. Yes, I can. Okay, then that is going to be folded like that and folded like that. Okay, so I'll show you one more time because I've got one more to do. So this one, 6 inches by 7.5 inches. Take it to 1.5 inches on your scoreboard, move it in 1 and score it. Turn it round and score it at 3 inches. So really easy one to do. And that's all the scoring that you will need to do. So let me just move the scoreboard out of the way so it's not everywhere. Okay, so let me just find, it's quite difficult in the lights to see. So I score that there and score that there. Okay, and I'm just going to burnish it so we've got a nice crisp edge. And this one, so we've got a nice crisp edge. Okay, now what you need to do is, just to make it look a bit nicer, is you're going to round the one with the smaller flap. You're going to round those 2 corners. It's a really good way of using up your old bits of paper. So, you know, you don't need a big piece of paper to do this. So if you've got little scraps and things over, or half sheets over, it's a great way of using it up. And I tend to use, that wasn't very straight, was it? I tend to use all sorts of little bits that I've got left over. Where's the other one? Here it is. It's blue, and it matches the side of my mat. Just get that in properly. Okay, so that's that on there. So I can take that out of the way. And then on here, you just want a little thumb hole. Now you can take whatever size you want. So this is a 1 1/4. I think these were slightly bigger ones. I'm just trying to show you different options, and just it roughly in the center, just do a little thumb hole, because then it makes it easier to take out. Okay, so this is a way of sort of bulk doing them. Because as I say, I have quite a few. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take, now I'm using wet glue, which is Tombow, because it's the easiest way to get a very fine sliver of glue, because you don't want a whole pile of glue. So you just want, and right down the edge, because what you don't want is for it to be so far across that you then can't put your money inside. So literally just straight down on the side, and just leave that for a minute to dry. So let's do these other ones. Exactly the same, just down on this middle piece, just run a little bit of glue like that. And a little bit of glue like that, and then literally just seal it up like that. Now the Tombow's a very good glue. Now what we need to do is to do some decorating, and the easiest way to do these as a closure, because as I say, if you've scored them nicely, they will work. Let me just move these other ones out of the way, because as I say, I always do a pile of them, then I've got them ready in the drawer, and I don't tend to always decorate them beforehand, so I can then sort of personalize them for whichever child is coming up. But some ideas, it's quite good to do a sort of a tag on there. So let me just show you a couple of ideas on here. So if we use, and I'm looking, these are just little bits and bobs of, that's some glitter and stuff I was going to use. These are little bits and bobs of scraps and things that I've got. So if we take a little scrap like that, or again, these sorts of things where you've made yourself, this is a little hidden paper clip. So anything sort of fun like that, you can take those and you can just add them just sort of to the top. So if I just added this is a bit bulky, but I'm hoping you'll get the idea. If you just sort of glue that just one side, then it will keep it closed, but also you can open it fairly easily. So that's a little paperclip idea. You can take one of these. Let's have a look at one that'll probably match the colours in. So this is just a little one that I've done, and again, put it so that it runs half over and half not. So you can put it down like that, and then you can write that. Actually will probably work quite nicely on that one. Just glue half of it down, and then you can write what you want on there. Let's see what else I've got in here. This again, you know, just a little bit of snippets, we call them. So snippet, literally just put that in on here and do it as a closure. Now, if you want to have, what I tend to do is make it really pretty at the front. Then on the back, I will just put a little white panel and write my message on there, because then that makes it a little bit more attractive. So if I look at this one, that's actually quite pretty like that, isn't it? So what I can do is I can take the glue on here. So let's do one and let it finish. Let me take my glue like this. So this is just a little bit of Hessian, a little bit of torn paper, a little bit of fabric and a little bit of ribbon. So it just gives a what we call a little bit of a snippet. So put that in like that. You want just enough glue to hold it, but you don't need it sort of for everything. So I'm only doing it on the top, and I'm just putting that so that it comes, it's got to actually come in so that it doesn't come over on the bottom of it. So I'm going to have to put it just about sort of like, whoops, like that, because I don't want it to come in over the other side. So if I put that in like that and just leave it to dry for a second, and then if you want to, you can put some ribbon or some twine around the whole thing. I just tend to sort of like it like, whoops, like that. It's going to take a second to dry on this one because it's quite heavy, and I don't want it to, that's it, to make sure it doesn't dry in underneath. But then, as I say, you can just open it up. You've got your space in there to put your money, like that, and you've got a really rather nice little gift in there. As I say, once it's dried, it will hold it down a little bit more, but you can always, as I say, if you wanted to, is to just wrap some twine or some ribbon or something like that just round it. You can make a belly band. So simple way of making a belly band. Let me, have I got any scraps left? I don't know whether I have. I'm sure I have. I'm sure I have. Let me just, here we go. I'm just grabbing some bits that I had from taking this off like this. So, okay, that's the same. So that would coordinate. So what you need to do is, very simple, put it right, roughly the right size. And then what you're going to do is you are literally just going to fold it. And what I tend to do is I will fold it so that it's not completely, can you see I'm not putting it so it's, I want to be able to slide it is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so I'm just going to literally pop a little bit of glue in on here. Like that. And then pop that together so that can go in like that. And then you've got a little belly band to close it, which makes that, you know, nice and easy. And then you can put, for example, let me have a look and see what I've got in my little box. Got little bows and ribbons and all sorts, but you could put, that's a bit big, but you can put a little, this is a little ATC size you could put on there. You can put a little, this is like a little notebook thing, you could put that on there. You can put a picture, you know, cut out or stamp an image and put the image on there. I've got some butterflies and things left over from a project. So again, if I got the right colours, this is not quite the right colour, but you know, you could put a big butterfly on the front. Decorate them as you want. As I say, I tend to keep them fairly plain and then decorate them up for whichever person it is. But you can see they're very easy to keep and to store. So I store them like that, just in a pile in my desk. It's ready for the year. So when I need to have you know, some money to go through for a present, I've got it quite easily. So I hope you enjoyed that one. Quick and simple. As always, please stay safe and well. Please be kind, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye bye.